Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading with me. I am going to dive straight in. If you're an OG, you might remember that I used to do channeled messages in the beginning, and I'm going to do it this week and see what comes up for you. Anyways, I did a little channeling for the water signs. I like to do it through elements because I believe you're all connected in some way. And it's also what I used to do. You guys are water signs. There's a lot more emotional messages coming through, really about paying more attention to your feelings and emotions. So the first things that were coming up were really about your community being important this week, right? Connecting with the community, meeting new people, maybe even as well. But it always really reminds me that I always have this quote, I always say it whenever a community comes up, where it says, like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So some of you might need to get more surrounded by people who inspire you, make you happy, make you feel things, or inspired by things that you want to do for your future self, right? Whether it's just people who uplift you, make you laugh, make you cry, happy tears, people who again uplift you, inspire you, whatever it is, people who have this kind of success rate that you would like, or whatever it is. When you surround yourself with those people, you start becoming like them. And the opposite also applies. If you're around people who are a little bit lazy, a little bit disorganized, or have some not really striving for certain things, you can still be friends with them, but it's about really balancing it out with some other things that inspire you too. And we're living in a good age where online also counts too, right? If you're surrounding yourself with inspirational people or people who are successful and you're listening to these videos from people, it works, right? It's the same kind of thing. Your brain doesn't really know the difference if that person on screen is your friend or if it's a person in your constantly in your circle, physical world, if they're your friend too. So again, pay attention to that. I think I might have said that a bit wrong. I hope you understand what I'm saying though. Loyalty came up as well. So really focusing on people who, are loyal to you. So this could be a time where you're feeling that people are showing their true colors even as well. It can also be really good for relationships as well, where you're becoming a bit more compact is the word they want me to say. You have also feeling blessed coming through as well. So again, all these emotional aspects are really coming through for the water signs as well. And in some ways, they want you to understand that in some areas, you've dodged some bullets. And some of you might know what I mean by that, because there are some things in life that you really hoped and prayed for, and maybe where you are now, you're like, actually, I'm glad that didn't work out because I wouldn't be doing XYZ, or wouldn't be with XYZ, or whatever it is. So I feel like this is a really good time for gratitude and focusing on feeling blessed, because again, similar to the friend thing, whatever you're thinking about constantly ends up becoming your reality, right? So anyway, we're going quite deep here, but that was what was coming through. So Spirit wants you to take some time out for reflection. Could be a really good time for, again, journaling, gratitude list, all that kind of stuff. Another thing I heard during the channel messages was putting down the heavy load and being able to rest. Big time for action, force. It could be a really good time to really reflect, right? Very reflective, emotional, sentimental week for you guys. I also heard, you've been doing too much lately, holding on to too much as well. So it could be a good time for releasing, sleeping, healing. I also picked up something about someone having allergies. So again, be careful. Make sure you're reading up on ingredient lists and asking, double checking, because I was seeing that as well. What else was I seeing? I was seeing vacation trips and movements, right? There's something like that coming through, or someone in the family could be doing that. I also heard there are people who can help you. Don't need to worry about this alone, whatever that means for you. And also get ready for a new adventure. Lead with your heart when chasing your dreams. So let's dive into your other cards, shall we? So I have some goddess oracles. You guys liked this last week, so we'll go over it. Now this one's new. I've seen these two before. I've not seen this one before, so that's really important for you guys. You have Bridget. Don't back down, okay? Stand up for what you believe is right. So when I say rest and healing, it doesn't mean giving up, as you probably know already, but it is about taking time out to get stronger. All right, and this says stand up for what you believe is right. So that could again be talking about following your heart. People might be criticizing you, and it's time to stand up for what you believe is right. Make sure that your actions and your words align. Diana says focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts and feelings and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So pay attention to what you're putting your attention to. And then you have Mawu. I always get names very wrong. Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. So that's really cool. Some of you, again, that is a big part of your purpose, is to help and to heal the world around us, okay? Which I think is cute. Even just doing your part, right? Recycling or any other bigger things, you know, is important. Some of you could be activists, right? Or it could be called to do some protests, I don't know, because of the stand up for what you believe is right, and environmentalism could be important. Anyway, let's dive in into your reading. Let's see what's going on for Pisces during this time. Something got really dark on the screen. What's going on for Pisces during this time? What do they need to know right now? Okay, interesting. You got here and now. Let's quit worrying about the past, comparing ourselves to it, or worrying about the things that have hurt us, and just learn from it, right? The past can be great, but it can also make us stuck. And the future can do the same too. Future is great for visualization, but it can also make us anxious and overwhelmed with everything we have to do, and then we don't act in the now, right? So both of these are great, but they also have that, you know, yin and yang side of it too. So if your past is becoming an obstacle, or your worries about the future and feeling overwhelmed is becoming an obstacle, like I said before, maybe the heavy load represents feeling overwhelmed, right? All these things you have to do. Being here and now says, okay, you're right here with me watching this video. So what can you do in this moment that might help you out, right? Maybe your room needs cleaning, or maybe you want to send your CV out, right? So while you're listening, or you can turn the video off, there's something that you can do in this very moment, even one little step that might help you out, okay? So similar kind of message that we've got going on there. Okay, anything else? Pisces. You know, The Power of Now is a really good book for that. If any of you have been feeling like you want to be more present, that really can help you out. But, you know, again, taking each day as it comes is also so important too. And then you have Imagine, which is beautiful, because this is my judgment card, really. It's about rising up, letting go, surrendering, and entering a new chapter of your life, right? And then the Imagine side of it says, think big in this chapter, right? Don't play small. Life is changing. Anything else? It's about visualizing also. All right, anything else? What does Pisces need to know? And mending, that just came up for Sagittarius, so there could be something going on there. This is a card of forgiveness, or again, making things right, or getting or receiving help, should I say, on things that you might need help with. So being open to receive is important. Fixing what you feel is broken in your life. Again, getting opinions about it could be helpful, getting people to help you. But of course, it can also be about forgiveness, right? So there could be some people coming through here for you just to mend some things, right? Stitch up any holes in your life so that you can move forward with confidence, so that you don't have that feeling that something's missing or unfinished. All right, anything going on for Pisces? Let's dive in for you guys. Energy of the week. King of Pentacles is all about your stability. Now, some of you could definitely be getting, I'm hearing money moves. That's important. Some of you could, again, be receiving some help here in terms of finances. You have very strong Taurus energy during a reading, which of course is about your assets, could be about your material world. Again, money, finances, stability, long-term success, right? That kind of stuff. But your energy is the 5 of Cups this week, which is telling me that you're feeling quite disappointed, again, about things that are out of your control. So with that, Spirit is saying, get your confidence back, right? Let things go that need to be let go of. And again, a clean slate coming up for you, right? 5 of Cups, dwelling too much. That's very important. Now, it's very easy to do when life is a bit confusing, right? When the 7 of Cups comes through, your emotions are really clouded right now. There's a lot going on there. And similar to your channeled messages, that's a very key theme, right? It's about your feelings and emotions this week, and really grounding those in the way that you can by taking time out or letting go of a heavy load, right? Letting go of things, worrying about things that, again, are beyond your control, right? That would be a heavy load, right? That is debilitating, if that's the right word for it, you know, when you're worried about things that are that you can't always fix. So change to the things that you can, right? Because there are some things that you can't control, but there are things that you can. So the spirit wants you to focus on that, because dwelling, going, oh, that cat's just spilling all these cups, but not doing anything about it, just is a victim mindset, okay? And a little bit of dwelling, and it again is not productive. So if you do want to do something and you don't want to dwell anymore and you want to get out that headspace, stop complaining, not to be rude to anyone. This is a message. Do something. And I mean that to inspire you, not to put you down. It's saying you can do something about a situation. Okay, number 5s do represent change. So yeah, we got another number 5 over here with the Hierophant, about your commitments moving forward. So I like this energy from you. Actually, in the Hierophant, it's you in the near future. I do feel like a lot of you are standing in a leadership position, maybe a mentor. Some of you might be able to teach others, or maybe you're being taught, who knows. The Hierophant feels a little bit like a leader in some case, though. I feel like you're being crowned. So we go from feeling out of control to suddenly like being in control. The Hierophant. Let me sit with that for a second. We get one more. Yeah, I like that energy here. 10 of Swords is in your challenge, right? And that is a bit of a challenge, right? A difficult ending, feeling stabbed in the back, or, feeling really, again, like things have been very heavy or painful for you lately. One thing after the other, until you can't take it anymore, right? But that's why the 10 of Swords comes in, where it's like, okay, well, it's done now. Your challenge is getting back up again after some difficulty. Let's figure it out, though. Like, this is really interesting with the Hierophant being here. Of course, it can be about commitments, right? Marriage. You guys can be getting married in the near future. Getting keys to a home, right? With the Hierophant being there, I always see it like that. It's about your new commitments. But I do feel like maybe that's about you actually redirecting your attention and energy. Instead of worrying about it, you're actually becoming an influence in some way. I do see it like that. And that could be to do with environmentalism, right? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to clarify it though for sure, but otherwise I'm going to waste your time. Okay, let's dive into it. So your advice is the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers. This is about making solid decisions. Of course, Lovers with the Hierophant and Queen of Wands could definitely be really good for romance and marriage and being with a really good person. Queen of Wands also being a good person in a relationship too. Something very solid and long term, meeting someone new. But I do feel like the Lovers with the Ace of Pentacles is about new choices that you're going to be making based on a new foundation. But let's figure it out, right? King of Pentacles, why is this the energy of the week? 4 of Cups. So going from a place of being clouded or stubborn, which King of Pentacles could still be stubborn, but the 4 of Cups, is not moving, right? Want things to change. I'm bored. I don't like my life. I want to change it, but not really actually wanting to get up and change it. The King of Pentacles says that you can have financial stability, financial award, material wealth and well-being, a nice big home, whatever it is that you're wanting, by being a bit more open to change, right? Not letting your feelings get in the way of that, because this person's like, I don't feel like it. So maybe there's more discipline coming through, which again, Hierophant would make some sense here. Not backing down, becoming more focused, especially with a mission. So that's the energy of the week. So that's good. Why is the 5 of, no, I want to do it in this way. No, I don't. Okay, why is the 5 of Cups in Pisces energy? Okay, as I said, focus. Instead of focusing on what you're giving your time and energy to, or things that are not working out, like I said, the things you can't control, when you start focusing on things that you can control, you're going to see a very big increase or speed with the rate of how things move forward for you. Because 8 of Pentacles is about doing the hard work and it's paying off. But I want to say not even hard work. It's enjoyable work, right? Because you're seeing actual movement. So what exactly is creating this pessimism? The Sun. That's really interesting. What's causing pessimism? The Sun. The Sun is joy. The Sun is happiness. How can happiness be creating pessimism? That's interesting. What is creating the Five of Cups here in Pisces energy? Maybe something feels a bit unachievable. The Hermit. Maybe you guys are having a little bit of a deep thought about what happiness really looks like to you. Because the Hermit is dark night of the soul, right? Coming through difficult challenges, but you're finding your way out of it. The Sun would be, I guess, entering a happy period of joy, freedom. One more for this energy for Pisces. Chariot reversed. That's a lack of moving forward, a lack of dreams. Would make sense with the Hermit. Some of you might need to find your North Star, right? Your purpose in life. Because that might be where, maybe that's what the Sun means to you. Your purpose, things that make you happy is what you're really trying to find out here. Eight of Pentacles, where your energy goes, it pays off for you. Whatever you're working on, you'll see results in this area. And in this case, maybe it's about finding yourself, finding your happiness, finding your star. And the Hierophant. Three of Swords reversed. Knight of Wands. So Three of Swords reversed is overcoming heartache and pain. The Knight of Wands is about education. It's about learning. So that is that coming up for you. Some of you, again, may have been ending marriages. Moving on from that. But what is the Hierophant representing in terms of Pisces' actual energy? Ten of Cups. You're committing to a cause. Doing something that actually lights you up. And it makes sense that that's over Nouveau. Because I did feel like it was like, okay, something maybe in your environment is not making you very happy. But instead of focusing what you can't control, you focus on what you can. And that's what's kind of turning the Three of Swords reverse and Knight of Wands. There's a lot more passion here. A lot more to learn. What does that mean to you? Let me know in the comments. So why is the Ace of Pentacles the advice? Focused attention, right? That's your challenge also, is about having more confidence in your steps moving forward and new beginnings, especially in terms of career, right? Your advice for some of you could be like a new job, a new role, a new stream of income, right? But it requires confidence, optimism too, creativity, to be authentically yourself. Maybe for some in the spotlight too. Why is the Queen of Wands the challenge? Page of Wands. Why is the Tower here? The King of Pentacles. So that's something shaking your stability here. But the Hanged Man wants you to look at it differently. Okay. A lot to unpack here. So Page of Wands does feel a little bit here like other people's opinions, just because it is a card of gossip, especially for some of you if you are putting yourself out in the spotlight, for example, or doing things that are very unique to you and that you feel called to do, that some people might have some opinions about it, and that could be making you feel a lack, unworthy, right? Feel like got comments that are not very happy, or again, people are a bit pessimistic. Trust and understand that no one who's doing better than you would ever judge you or punch down at you, right? It's usually the people who are not doing good with their lives and are jealous or envious or are projecting their own limited beliefs onto you that would ever say something like that, right? So I think that that's something very important for you guys to understand, because the Tower card being here is important because, yeah, something feels like it's shaking up your stability, but that's most likely because you're building stability. So maybe you're removing like a old foundation, old belief system of caring about what people think, right? That could be what's shaking up here. You could be falling out with people, right? The more that you start to shine, the more that you realize people who don't like you shining, people who try to dim your light, who are intimidated by it. For example, King of Pentacles. Stepping into the energy of the week. It's good. You're actually making a change now. Some people might not like it. You might be worried about people not liking it. And again, you're having to kind of shake down or shake off this energy inside you, right? Of people, you can't change that, right? What people might think of you. That's why I'm saying that during this week, your attention is on the wrong things, and I want you to kind of come back to the right things. You can't control people's opinions of you and whether or not they're going to be a-holes. What you can do is sort out your attachment to that, because the Hanged Man coming through here as well is about looking at things through a different perspective, gaining enlightenment. Why is the Ten of Swords here as a challenge? The Star, you got to let go in order to heal, right? You can't heal whilst there are still swords stabbed in your back, right? So you have to let them go. Okay, anything else for the Ten of Swords? Seven of Wands, right? So sometimes this is about, it does say that despite how things look right now, you will have success, right? Especially because it jumped on top of Diana, which says focus your intentions on something and you won't miss. Okay, the Seven of Cups. Why is this here for Pisces? Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So that would be about gaining clarity about where you want to be, because Nine of Pentacles is she's built herself up, right? I would say she's my passive income card, right? Or financial freedom card. She's in her own garden, taking her time. There's a snail down here, which I love, which represents the fact that she doesn't need to rush anything. She's fully in a position of luxury and at ease, right? And she's built up a lot of stability and abundance for herself. That could be the goal for you. Could be whatever the feelings of this card that come out for you. This could be what you're doing. An abundance, a flow. Ace of Swords, get clear on your vision. Especially with Imagine, it makes some sense. Okay, what do you really want to bring into this new chapter with you? Judgment, this new chapter with you. It is about the Imagine card. Sorry, I was gonna say something. What they were saying is what did I just say? I said something like what I was hearing was, instead of waiting for it, you're starting to create it. That's what I'm hearing, and that makes sense with here and now, right? All right, Two of Wands. Why is this the energy of the near future? The Sun. All right, so now you have a vision. Whatever's created pessimism, your happiness, your future, for where you want to be in life, created pessimism. Maybe it's that overwhelm, like I was saying, right? When you think about all these things you should be doing, it makes you feel a certain way where it's like, oh, like it just reminds me that I'm not there yet, you know? You can have this now for sure, right? Make sure that you are in the present. You find moments of happiness in the present moment. But Two of Wands as well is about your direction in the future. So it is about where you're going next. So the next energies, you'll be stepping into Emperor position of taking control and more discipline, or again, building an empire. But for now, it's about healing, right? Your emotions, understanding what the blockages might be today. And why is the Lovers here as an advice card? So this can be about not running away from choices, right? There are two swords here, which again is about making a big choice. He's running away from it. So I would say this could be about self-sabotage. So your advice is to make more wise choices, ones that are not based on self-sabotage or running away from what you know you should be doing. Some of you could be afraid of your own potential, you know, fear of success or fear of failure. So you just avoid it in total. That's something you need to walk away from. Some of you could be in relationships or were in relationships where there was secrets involved or sneaky behaviors, or again, lying, cheating, stealing. And this is a case of walking away from that. Okay. Could be a conversation coming up, but again, that's to clear that cycle out. You have a decision to make. Do you want to walk the path with that person or not? That's your decision, because it does feel like someone's coming through. Could be an air sign for the majority, or a water sign, but that feels like you and someone else. Anyway, anything else about the Seven of Swords and the Lovers as advice? The Lovers again, okay. Hello, choices. You see that? Making a big just choice. Now it could be in terms of love. Of course, we got Gemini here, but for a majority of you, making better conscious choices, sitting with it, right? That could be what kind of choice? Okay, interesting how that comes up here. So your choices are about your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions, focusing on your target. Okay, so knuckling down on what you know you need to start doing. The Strength card says you have the courage and the strength to start doing something. Anything else about that? It's reversed. So you can stop worrying about it. Feeling stuck about it, right? Like I said, it's like start to get cracking on what you can do right? Especially like preventative stuff is what I'm hearing as well. I don't know what that means to you. I don't know if you're worried about something that feels like, okay, this is just going to happen, or I don't know what it is for you, but it's preventatives, and just watch it happen. Start to do some things today that actually you can help to prevent something, or again, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that will make sense to whoever needs to hear that, because that's what I was hearing. Okay, but aside from that, Pisces, I guess that is all I have for you. Your reading was a little bit chaotic. Apologies for that. But I wish you all the best. I send you my love. If you enjoyed, make sure you guys like and subscribe, or leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonated with you if it did. But aside from that, I'll see you guys next time, okay?